England. Before we move away from England, let us stop a bit with the people in the southwestern part of the country, Cornwall, Devon, and Somerset. All the romance of England will be found here, and where there is romance, there is story and song. It was from this coast that many a sailor and seafarer started out to conquer other lands and to find adventures on the seas. Returning to their country, they told stirring tales that were put into song by the people who gloried in their heroes. The extreme southwestern coast, known as Land's End, received the first visitors in ancient days, the traders from Phoenicia, who came with beautiful stuffs to exchange for silver and tin. The songs found in Cornwall and Devon are the songs of sailors, pirates, and heroes. Many a song told the story of Sir Francis Drake, the great adventurer who was knighted by Queen Elizabeth because he defeated the Spanish Armada, bringing back much gold and many jewels to enrich his country. Quite close to Plymouth, where Sir Francis Drake was born, we find Penzance, the scene of Gilbert and Sullivan's famous operetta, The Pirates of Penzance. But there is something of greater interest for every boy and girl. Cornwall is the country of King Arthur. All the deeds of romance, love, bravery, for which King Arthur and his knights are famous, took place on this narrow strip of land where steep cliffs go right down to the sea. Poets all over the world have sung about King Arthur and his round table. Traveling from Cornwall through Devon into Somerset, we pass little hamlets, charming little villages, the cottages with thatched roofs, roses climbing along the walls. The people have lived in the same way for centuries, simply and quietly in their separate little villages. Each village speaks its own dialect, and although all the people think that they are speaking English, they find it difficult to understand each other. It was in these little villages that the real folk songs of England were found. The songs came to life in that time when each village had its own life, when it made its own clothes, built its own church, entirely separate from the other villages, and sang its own songs. Now the villages are influenced by the town in almost every way, but the songs have remained the same as when they were sung by the older generations. It is important to get them and put them on paper, because the radio and the phonograph are coming so quickly into the little villages that soon the lovely songs will be lost forever. It is curious that the English peasantry did not have colorful costumes. The songs are so full of life and character, and the houses with the thatched roofs and gardens are so charming that it is a pity to find the natives wearing dress that is drab and dull. That may be due to the climate, which is usually cold and gray, although the children wore brightly colored pinafores, not, however, like the children of other countries, as we will see when we visit them.
Robin, he married a wife in the west, Moppety, Moppety, Mono, and she turned out to be none of the best, with the high jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin the Thrush cries Mono. When she rises, she's up in a haste, Moppety, Moppety, Mono, and flies to the cupboard before she is laced, with the high jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin the Thrush cries Mono. She milks the cows but once a week, Moppety, Moppety, Mono, and that's what makes her butter sweet, with the high jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin the Thrush cries Mono. When she churns in a boot, Moppety, Moppety, Mono, and instead of cradle, she puts in her foot, with with the high jig-jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin Hood Thrush cries Mono. She puts her cheese upon the shelf. Moppety, moppety, mono, and leaves it to turn till it turns of itself, with the high jig-jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin Hood Thrush cries Mono. It turned itself and fell on the floor. Moppety, moppety, mono, got up on its feet and ran out of the door, with the high jig-jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin Hood Thrush cries Mono. It ran till it came to Wakefield Cross. Moppety, moppety, mono, and she followed after upon a white horse, with the high jig-jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin Hood Thrush cries Mono. This song was made for gentlemen. Moppety, moppety, mono, if you want to hear any more, sing again, with the high jig-jiggity tops and petticoats. Robin Hood Thrush cries Mono. This